Today we're making my sourdough discard sandwich bread, and this one is one of those everyday recipes you'll find yourself coming back to again and again. No need to run to the store. This uses simple, staple ingredients you likely already have on hand. Plus, it's a perfect way to use up that extra sourdough discard. And the best part? You don't have to wait all day. This comes together in about 2 hours, making it totally doable even on a busy day. It bakes up super soft and fluffy and with just a subtle tang that's really kid-friendly. And it freezes beautifully, so you can always have homemade bread ready to go. It's wholesome, simple, and really just your go-to everyday kind of bread. So grab your sourdough starter and let's get started. For today's recipe, you will need bread flour, water, unsalted butter, sourdough discard, salt, instant yeast, and some honey. To a mixing bowl, we're going to add some warm water. I like to use water around 100 to 110 degrees Fahrenheit, but you don't want any hotter, otherwise this can kill your instant yeast and prevent the dough from rising. To the mixing bowl, we're going to add 300 grams or 1 1/4 cup of warm water. Now for the sourdough discard. I like to use room temperature sourdough discard. You can, however, use sourdough discard straight from the fridge. Just know that this can slow down the rise time. You can also use active sourdough starter as well, just use the same amount in grams. To the bowl, we're going to add 100 grams or 1/3 cup of sourdough discard. Next, we're going to add 57 grams or 4 tablespoons of melted unsalted butter. For a little bit of sweetness and to make the bread super soft, we're going to add 25 grams or 1 tablespoon of honey. You can also substitute with sugar, just use the same amount in grams. I'm going to give this a little quick mix with my Danish dough whisk. You can use your stand mixer as well. Perfect. Next, we're going to add our bread flour. I love using bread flour for this recipe because it allows the dough to rise really nice and tall, and it is so soft and chewy, but you can also substitute with all-purpose flour. So to the bowl, we're going to add 550 grams or a scant 4 cups of bread flour. Next, we're going to add instant yeast. If all you have is active yeast, you can use it as well. Just be sure to activate it in the warm water and honey first. We're going to add 7 grams or 2 teaspoons of instant yeast. And if you prefer a 100% sourdough sandwich bread recipe, don't you worry, I have that too. Be sure to check out the full recipe below. Then for a little bit of contrast, we're going to add 9 grams or 1.5 teaspoons of salt. You can knead this dough by hand, but I'm going to use my stand mixer today. Pop this on our stand mixer, lock her in. First, we're going to mix on low for about 2 minutes until all of the ingredients are combined. After 2 minutes, I like to stop and scrape down the sides just to make sure everything is incorporated. Then we're going to continue to knead on medium-low for about 5 to 7 minutes. This is exactly what you want to see after kneading. The dough should be pulling away from the bowl, and it should be tacky to the touch, not sticking to your fingers. I like to use the straight-edged bowl for proofing my dough. This just allows me to see clearly when the dough has doubled in size. I'm going to lightly grease the bowl just with some olive oil, and then I'll just rub it lightly to get it in all the places. Perfect. Now using your bowl scraper, remove the dough here and place it in your container, leaving no bits behind. Just pat it down just like that. And this comes with a plastic cover, but you could cover your bowl with some plastic wrap or a damp tea towel. We just don't want the top of the dough to dry out. Now we're going to leave our dough to double in size. In my 70-degree kitchen, this takes about an hour to an hour and a half. But again, this will depend on the temperature of your ingredients and your kitchen. So if you have a cooler kitchen or you use that cold sourdough discard, it's going to take longer. And if you have a warmer kitchen or warmer ingredients, it will rise faster. If you like sourdough recipes like this one, be sure to like and subscribe. And don't forget to click the notification bell. That way you know whenever a new video is posted. Alright, as you can see, our dough has doubled in size and it is ready to be shaped. Now, in order for our bread to be a nice tight crumb, we want to make sure that we punch the dough. So I like to just wet my hand just slightly so the dough is not going to stick. We're going to create a fist with our hands, and in the center, just punch it down and remove all of those air bubbles. Alright, and now since we lightly greased our container, this should come out super easily. Perfect. I like to use my loaf pan as a guide, so I'll just take the dough and I'll stretch it here to be as long as the loaf pan is, and that just gives me a good visual to follow. So as you can see, I kind of stretched the dough to be about like a 9 by 13 rectangle. It does not have to be exact, but again, just use your loaf pan as a guide. Taking the dough closest to you, we're going to curl it up just as you would like a cinnamon roll. And we're just going to kind of tuck in the corners there to give it that nice finish. And you want to keep everything really nice and tight so that no air bubbles are getting locked into the dough. That's what will create some separation in your crumb. Keep everything nice and tight here. And then with the last little bit, the seam, we're just going to pull it here and just pinch it closed. Just like that. You can do it on the ends as well. Close all of that up together. And with a bench scraper, I'm just going to turn it like that and create a little bit more tension on the top of your loaf. That's what's going to give it that really nice, beautiful rise and finish here. So again, just kind of tucking the ends here and pulling gently to create a little tension on the top of your dough. I'm using an 8.5 by 4.5 inch loaf pan. This gives me nice tall pieces of sandwich bread. I'm just gonna lightly grease my loaf pan with some olive oil. You could use some cooking spray or some butter, whatever you have. Just lightly rub it along the sides here. Perfect. Then I'm gonna take my bench scraper or gently lift up your dough, and we're gonna place it seam side down into your loaf pan. Just give it a little tuck. Perfect. Now we're gonna leave our dough to proof for its second rise. This takes about 25 minutes in my 70-degree kitchen, but again, don't watch the clock. Make sure you're watching the dough. You know it's ready to be baked when it has risen at least an inch above the loaf pan. I'm going to cover my dough with a reusable shower cap. You could use some plastic wrap or a damp tea towel. You just want to make sure it doesn't dry out. So leave this to rise in a warm spot. Alright, so it has been 25 minutes. She's looking gorgeous! As you can see, our dough has puffed up. It's filling our loaf pan. And if we want to be exact, take a ruler and we'll measure to make sure it's an inch above the rim. We're going to pop this into the oven at 375 degrees Fahrenheit and bake for about 35 to 40 minutes or until the top is perfectly golden brown and the internal temperature reaches at least 195 degrees Fahrenheit. I'd like to check about halfway through and make sure that the top isn't browning too much. If you do notice that, I like to place a piece of aluminum foil on top and continue to bake as usual. Right after you pull the bread out of the oven, make sure you top it with some butter. This makes the crust extra soft. Let the sandwich bread come to room temperature and she'll be ready to slice. And just like that, you have a soft, fluffy loaf of sourdough discard sandwich bread. It slices up beautifully, has that light, tender crumb, and just a subtle tang that makes it perfect for everything from sandwiches to my delicious French toast casserole. I love that this is one of those simple everyday recipes. No complicated steps, no all-day wait, just wholesome ingredients and a loaf you can feel good about serving your family. Plus, it freezes really well, so you can always have homemade bread on hand when you need it. If you enjoyed the sourdough discard sandwich bread, make sure to check out the full recipe below. And don't forget to like and subscribe. I'll see you in the next one. Bye!